My question was like, what do you think is the best way to talk to cishet people about it? Like, what have you found that works?
So, my favorite answer to this question is actually more of a political response than a biological one. And um, just a little bit about my background. I also am part of this trans changemakers cohort with One Colorado, who is the policy organization, LGBTQ policy organization in Colorado. They're the ones responsible for blocking any anti LGBTQ and particularly anti trans bills that come forward. They're in charge of putting forward bills that are protecting trans people. There was just one really important one that was passed that protect trans youth from discrimination in the school systems, particularly dead naming. And that was a really, really important bill that we worked on. And so in response to your question about how do we talk to people about this, my answer is about deep canvassing. It's basically a way of slowing down a conversation. A deep canvassing conversation should take like an hour. And it's about focusing on a single topic, maybe even narrowing down transness from one big thing to like a specific idea, for example, the biology of it. And it's about really listening to what somebody has to say and not getting judgmental or defensive, which is incredibly hard if you're somebody who has that lived experience, right? It takes a lot of practice, and it might not even be for trans people to do. Like, this might be work where we want to call in our allies, call in cis people. But as a trans person who is about doing the work, it's also something I do. And so it's basically about holding space and just responding to people compassionately and continuing to push an issue with this sense of love and kind of really hearing people out. And it's also about pulling on personal stories. So, for example, if you're talking about the biology aspect of it, somebody's saying their piece that is very entrenched in these colonial ideologies around the gender binary, and then you can respond with, hey, my experiences, or my cousin's experience, my friend's experience. Hey, here, look at this picture on my phone of my friend who's trans who doesn't have that experience, and let's talk about it. And that has been shown to be incredibly impactful in changing people's views. And in particular, when we're talking about policy, there's this large group of people that is kind of like this silent majority who as far as at least one polling that we've done at One Colorado, they believe that trans people should have rights and shouldn't be discriminated against. But then they also believe in things like bathrooms should be gendered. And so it's sort of about like bridging that understanding and that gap and showing how those two things relate, because this majority doesn't understand that. And that's really what deep canvassing is about. And it can be really, really impactful for those kind of conversations.